Former Congressman Jason Chaffetz of Utah, who was guest hosting Hannity on Fox News, was clutching his pearls and expressing outrage at the fact that President Biden gave Liz Cheney the second highest award a president can give a civilian. Let's discuss. I'm Dave Aronberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County, a.k.a. the Florida lawman here on the MeidasTouch Network. So, former Congressman Jason Chaffetz of Utah was guest hosting Hannity, and he led a discussion about President Biden's decision to give Congresswoman Liz Cheney the second highest award you can give to a civilian. It's the President's Citizens Medal, and it's very prestigious. He also gave it to Benny Thompson, the chair of the January 6th committee. Both are very deserving. After all, both of them led the investigation, the hearings, which were nationally televised, into the attempted insurrection. And for Liz Cheney, who gave up her position as one of the leaders of the Republican caucus, gave up eventually her position as a congresswoman who has received plenty of threats and verbal abuse from the MAGA world. Well, if she doesn't deserve this award, then I can't imagine any other member of Congress, at least in recent years, that would deserve it. I would think she exemplifies courage. And yet Jason Chaffetz said, no, how dare President Biden give this award? Well, I'm paraphrasing. You can see for yourself. Roll the clip.
Congressman Donalds, I want to ask you, though, I don't know how you feel, but I was offended that President Biden gave one of the second highest medal of honor. It's not called the Medal of Honor, but a medal honoring these two congressmen, Congressman Liz Cheney and Benny Thompson. What's your reaction to that?
My reaction is I'm highly offended, but I'm not surprised. Joe Biden and his White House have lived in the bizarro land where no other Americans really exist. That's why the presidency under Joe Biden has been an abject disaster. This is just one of the last pieces of icing on that cake. Look, everybody knows that the fake January 6th committee, the only purpose was to basically put a lot of propaganda out into the information stream to go after and attack Donald Trump. It failed, completely backfired. They suppressed information. They tampered with evidence. There's reports out there that they were actually tampering with witnesses sitting in front of that committee. Something that has frankly never happened in the halls of Congress, happened with this J6 committee. So for them to be rewarded for, frankly, the lack of transparency and honesty they gave to the American people is disgusting. But why are we surprised? This is the presidency of Joe Biden, the very worst presidency in the history of our country.
And Congressman Byron Donalds, fellow Florida man, he expressed the same consternation. Yes, it's so awful that you would give these individuals this high award. Who can imagine that a president, oh, that's right. Donald Trump gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor. We're not talking about number two. We're talking about number one, to Congressman Jim Jordan. Where's the complaining then? Jim Jordan, who was ultra MAGA before pretty much anyone else, who has never met a conspiracy he didn't seem to like. Jim Jordan, who also was involved in an alleged cover-up of a sexual abuse scandal at Ohio State University, where he was a wrestling coach, which may have been the final nail in Jim Jordan's coffin in his race for House Speaker. NBC News at the time said that 4 of the former Ohio State University wrestlers who have accused Representative Jim Jordan of failing to protect them from a sexual predator when he was the team's assistant coach in the 80s and 90s said that he has no business being the next Speaker of the House. Quote, "Do you really want a guy in that job who chose not to stand up for his guys?" said former OSU wrestler Mike Schicksik. Pardon me for mispronouncing the name. One of the hundreds of former athletes and students who say they were sexually abused by school doctor Richard Strauss and have sued the university. Is this the kind of character trait you want for a House Speaker? Well, maybe not in a House Speaker, but apparently in someone who gets the highest civilian honor from the president. At the time when he got this award, the White House, in a statement, noted Jordan led the effort to confront the impeachment witch hunt. The Presidential Medal of Freedom established by President John F. Kennedy is meant to recognize those who have made an especially meritorious contribution to national security, world peace, or cultural or other significant public or private endeavors. This is all according to PBS. And make matters worse, if you want to see this award denigrated further, well, Trump also awarded the Medal of Freedom to another Republican ally, Representative Devin Nunes of California, in a private ceremony. Where's the pearl clutching then when you give it to two political hacks who all they did was to lash out at Trump's enemies and defend, the impeachment? Devin Nunes, who later became the head of Truth Social, who left Congress for that position. Two of the most strident, partisan people in all of federal government. That's who you're giving the top award to. But when the number 2 award is given to Liz Cheney, that gets Byron Donalds and Chaffetz and Comer's hair on fire. Okay. We've seen this before over and over again. A lot of times when the ultra MAGAs are complaining, they're projecting. And here it's a projection. Because maybe they're just projecting that these awards have been denigrated by giving them out to political hacks. If you're going to give it, though, to an elected official, I can't think of anyone better in the last few years than Liz Cheney. But also, Benny Thompson deserves it, too. He ran a really effective hearing where the truth came out. And I know there's talk that those individuals will be in the crosshairs of Donald Trump's Department of Justice, and they're talking about pardons, but Liz Cheney doesn't want a pardon, and President Biden shouldn't give those preempted pardons. It's my belief that because those two and others, Adam Schiff and Anthony Fauci, they've done nothing wrong. So you give them a pardon, it just makes it look like they engage in criminal activity, which it's the opposite. And if Trump directs his people to go after them, then I think it will backfire in a spectacular way. It will end up destroying the presidency, the administration of Donald Trump. Because if you think that Donald Trump looked like a martyr sitting in that New York courtroom, wait till Liz Cheney and Adam Schiff and Anthony Fauci are sitting in a courtroom. First of all, we'll never get that far. The judge, a grand jury, it'll never get as far as a trial. But even if it did, the humiliation for prosecutors to have it blown up in their faces will infect the entire Trump administration. It will be over. And so, no, I'd say don't give them a preemptive pardon. Dare individuals to go file phony charges against Liz Cheney and others, phony charges that will make Liz Cheney into a super martyr and a presidential candidate in the future, that will backfire against anyone who does that, that could lead to the disbarment of prosecutors and perhaps incarceration. Just ask Mike Nifong, the disgraced prosecutor in North Carolina of the Duke lacrosse team. So my take is, if you did nothing wrong, then prosecutors are not going to be able to sustain a conviction to get a case, to sustain a prosecution against you. As another example, you had John Durham and his politicized investigation that led to 2 prosecutions against lower-level individuals, not leaders of anything, the lower-level folks who were prosecuted on politicized charges that were based on flimsy evidence. And what happened? The juries quickly threw them out. And John Durham was humiliated, and that's his lasting legacy. So I know that it's not fun to go through a politicized, a contrived prosecution, but there are built-in protections so that if that ever came to pass, I really do believe that it will backfire spectacularly. So praise Benny Thompson, praise Liz Cheney. Congratulations on winning the second highest civilian award given by the President of the United States. They deserve it. Jason Chaffetz, sorry, dude. You'll have to find another topic to interest your viewers on Fox News, because that medal ain't going away. That medal is permanent. That medal is well-deserved. Thank you for watching. I'm Dave Aronberg, a.k.a. the Florida Law Man. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and check out our sister channel, True Crime MTN, where you discuss the hottest true crime cases around the country. such as Luigi Mangione. So I'll see you over there, and I'll see you over here next time.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.